Gets to this point, changeover, does waste time. Sophie Eccleston into the attack. What a great time it is now. Curving in, attacking the stumps.
Oh yeah, save, good save.
A little bit of grip. Just imagine the game plan here is to keep the ball on around middle stump, middle and off, curving it in. One straightens, happy days. If it skids on, just as good. It's in the air. Could this be caught? Oh, what a stop. What a brilliant stop there for Sophie Dunkley. That is outstanding.
Well, it's brave as well because she knows it's going to bounce in front of her, and she gets both hands on top of the bounce. Gets herself in a position, knows she can't catch it, goes low, and with both hands stops the boundaries. Excellent fielding.
Dead ball.
Umpire calls dead ball.
Got it.
It's exactly the style of bowling we'll see from Eccleston now. Keep sitting in there, keep asking questions. Chipped away. This time, Danny Wyatt. Well, anything you can do, Dunkley, I can do as well. Outstanding. That's the way they've been right throughout this game, and that's a signal of the confidence within the squad.
Yeah, these are two good fielders. Just had to get round and stop it first. Done that job. Get up, get it back in.
Bit of turn. Very good.
Yeah, we spoke to Sophie Eccleston before the second game. She talked about when she sees a bit of spin, all she wants to do is bowl a best delivery, and that is try and attack the stumps, not too much pace on it, and try and spin it hard.
Straight through, all the way through. Can't really describe that footwork, but Amy Jones couldn't read it either, and it goes all the way. There'll be 4 byes.
A little bit quicker on with the arm this. Amy Jones is perhaps waiting for the spin. Just slides on. Amy Jones waiting for it to spin, waiting for it to spin, bounces as well.
Full. Will there be an appeal? There is an appeal. Turned down by umpire Pollard. Let's see if they'll just send it upstairs. Yeah. And it's gone upstairs.
Okay, third umpire to director. We've got a player review for LBW. The original decision was not out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can you show me front on, please?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to need ultra edge to see whether there's any bat. Ultra edge coming now. Run it through. Okay, can you just take that back again? Let's have another look. Run it through. The first spike was the bat hitting the ground, so there is no bat involved. We're going to go to ball tracking when ready, please. Okay, we have impact in line, wickets hitting. I'm going to go back to Paul on field. Paul, you're on screen now. Change your decision to out. You're on screen now.
And if you're an India supporter, the dreaded finger of umpire Pollard goes up. And Rana has to go.
Yeah, it is an arm ball. You can see it comes out as an arm ball and just grips. Look how it just grips right at the end into the footholes, grips and holds, hits on line, straightens and goes on to hit leg stump. Delight for Sophie Eccleston. And another wicket for England. Rana goes for 8, India in trouble. 52 for 6 from 13 overs.
Sophie Eccleston is backing up the work that her bowlers have done to this point, and I just love this as well. Sophie Eccleston coming in, passing on some knowledge to Bryony Smith, senior spinner, part-time spinner, shall we say, more of a part-time spinner. Just passing on the knowledge of what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
Yes, Bri. Oh, shoot, Bri.
Drifted in again. Really been impressed by the way the England bowlers have held that stump to stump line, making sure that if it does do a little bit, you're finding the edge, and if the batter misses the ball, you're in business. So in comes Risha Ghosh with an average of 20, and she'll need all of those tonight.
Wait, down, extra. Yeah, it's okay.
Squeeze on the fielders inside the circle are in tight, not allowing any easy singles. Squeezing, look how close they are there. Pulled away, up and over, and a very, very good strike. First 4 for a good while off the bat. More of that India need.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they went back to Bryony Smith at this stage. I know that obviously spin has been the key, but I think when you got Sarah Glenn, who's bowled 2 overs, 2 for 5, obviously Eccleston likes to bowl at the end, I get that, but with the side 6 down, look to get another 2 wickets. Bowl your best bowlers now. Don't worry about the end.
Will be worked away. I've just been told 60 balls since the last boundary off the bat. But sometimes you see things like this, though. I don't know what you think, but it's almost like you have a plan, a pre-game plan, and you sort of stick to it rather than be a bit more flexible as to the situation you find yourselves in.
Oh!
Swing on with the arm. You have to be smart, you have to be flexible, you have to be inventive, and if you're on top, then, you know, roll the dice. Get those better bowlers in, those bowlers that are more like wicket takers, and spend them, use them. Clipped away again, good field in, and there's some mix-up. Just gets back in time. Sarah Glenn, good work, getting down low. Lots of hustle. Lots of hustle from every fielder out there.
Yes, Bri.
It's the end of the 14th over, 58 for 6.
Bryony Smith, 4 overs, 13 dot balls, 1 for 19.
Well, there is a good crowd here this evening, and it is chilly. Wasn't so bad this afternoon, got windy for a little while. It was windy, wasn't it?
Was. I've actually had to put another jacket on. I've got 3 jackets on now. It is a bit cold. But you're right, it's a good crowd in tonight. Desperate to see, perhaps. Yeah, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3.
And that one's inside out.
Yeah, I know, you keep saying that. It's still not funny.
Right, so who's coming now then? So into the attack comes Freya Davis. 2 overs, 1 for 9.
Yes, Ray.
Come on, Dom. Come on. Old boys.
Come on.
Freya, you happy then?
Stop now.
Children.
I know, they are, you know.
Good take. Well, stop anyway. Well, yes, a little bit windier earlier on, Dom, and I nearly had a claim. This is what happened.
Yes, Ray.
Hurricane Bristol roll into town.
I've got my washing up as well. That's me other jacket just drying in the background as well.
That's not yours. That's only a medium. It's all right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I tell you what, I didn't know what was going on. It was a gust. It was cold and it got windy, didn't it? And then all of a sudden, the heavens opened, the clouds parted, there were voices of angels, and then this happened. That came off. It took my head off. Don't know what it is. What is it? It was dangerous, though. Good job I was so svelte-like and cat-like and be able to move on it.
Just looked like nothing had affected you.
Pulled away. I actually used to be like that every time Alan Donald bowled.
Absolutely, there'll be a few like that.
Yes, Dan. Good, Freya.
3 balls away from that 15 over mark, and India have got to try something now. Current rate gets them to 84. They've got to try and get themselves to 100 somehow.
Go on, Freya. Oh,
Slow ball, cut away, and cut away well. Well timed. And go all the way for 4. 4 more to gosh.
Yeah, again, a little bit of width and pace seems a little bit easier at times to actually hit on here. Wide out of the back of the hand, and it's like cut away. It's a good shot. 2 fielders are up just behind square, Sarah Glenn and Danny Wyatt. Once she gets it past and through the middle, it'll race away for a boundary.
good, Ray.
So this means that Sophie Eccleston is going to bowl 3. All from the, I think it's at the Grace end, is it? But the flats, as we used to call it, the Ashley Down end, Ashley Down Road end. I just think, though, I just wonder why you'd use your best bowler for the last 3 when you've got a side at, and they've been struggling for a long time, 4, 5, 6 down now, and you leave your best bowler for 3 at the end. I can understand maybe 1 or 2, but at least use her earlier on. That'll be a wide, and they scamper through for another one.
Yeah, well, she's done it for a while now, but I agree with you. When you've got a side in a position, you've got them by the throat. Make sure you don't allow them off that pressure, away from that pressure. They're under massive pressure to even get to 100 from here. But let's just see how it goes. They may have played it perfectly, may come on Eccleston and Glenn now and just get a couple of wickets each, and the innings is done.
Clipped away, they'll be looking for two. Davis is putting the big ones in. But Trey Davis not quite quick enough to stop the two. And after 15 overs, it's 69 for 6.
This is the story of India's innings so far. Had a poor power play. There's 3 wickets within that. That will always do some damage. Just seen their best over most recently. So 69 for 6. 5 overs to go. Sarah Glenn has had a good evening with the ball. 2 for 5 for her after it's an uncharacteristic sort of performance from her at Derby. Couldn't quite control her line and lengths. A couple of wickets this evening already under her belt. Having a look at the dismissal of Harmanpreet Kaur from Sarah Glenn. Just that slight change of line and length managed to pick up Harmanpreet Kaur's wicket. Only a slight difference, but can make a big difference. And just dragging it down get the wicket of Harmanpreet Kaur after having seen those fuller deliveries where she probably thought, yep, I can get down to this, I can hit it down the ground. Sarah Glenn saw her come in. You have to be quick. Dipti Sharma manages to put in the dive and she's back on her feet again and coming back for 2. So good awareness from India lot.
Yeah, it's entertaining stuff out there running between the wickets. And they need to, you know, they need to crack on it. They need to try and get themselves somewhere around that 100 mark, something to bowl at. England have bowled and fielded brilliantly today. But it's going to be a tough ask to get them. But I'm surprised Gosh is batting so low down, number 8. I thought she looked good up in Durham. She can clear the boundary ropes. Dipti Sharma's done a good job.
Well, this looks as if it's been really well played from Dipti Sharma. Really gone out to the longest side of the ground here at Bristol. So these two doing a pretty good job for India, just trying to get some momentum into the back end of this innings, try and get them up to over 100 mark. What do you think? England will be happy to defend like India, 75 for 6?
I think anything 110 and that's 75 for 6. Yeah, no, I think anything under 110, I think they've, you know, from the position, you know, they got themselves into in terms of bowling really well early doors. So it's just now not letting them get too many, and you know, these two can, especially, gosh, she can clear the rope. So yeah, they'll be happy with anything around that sort of 100, 110.
Lisa Kitely just making her notes, head coach of England. This will be her last series. Oh, a stumping opportunity. It was fumbled from Amy Jones. I think she's got it on the second chance. You can tell by Dipti Sharma's reaction that she feels that she's in trouble. Might well have been given on the pitch by Sue Redfern.
Yeah, I think Dipti's just dragged out here, thinking that Amy Jones had missed it. Oh yeah, that's poor from Dipti Sharma. She knows it as well. Yeah, she's got to go. She's played well for a 24, and India are 75 for 7.
Yeah, all good.
Sophie Eccleston has taken 2 wickets for the last 2 balls. This is a hat-trick ball.
Well, it's a hat-trick ball for Sophie Eccleston. She got a wicket off the last ball of her over. First ball of this over. And a dot. Again, Eccleston has been very good. She hasn't been in the wickets recently, been economical, which we're accustomed to. But this evening has picked up a couple.
Very good save.
Pooja Vastrika, new batter to the crease, very handy with the bat. Have to really make the most of these last few overs for India. One thing I've noticed a lot is just watching Sophie Eccleston, the way that she has gone about her bowling, but also, just as we see the wicket of Dipti Sharma, her leadership role within the team. You just feel that that's a good thing for Sophie Eccleston.
I absolutely agree. She's looked a different player.
A couple of despairing dives from England. Managed to sneak the ball through that inner ring.
Yeah, it's poor from England there. They've been so good tonight. But no, I agree, Lyd. I think the way she's conducted herself, the way you can see when you're at the ground how she's helped Amy Jones with angles. She's been very much the player the bowlers have gone to for their fields.
It's nicely worked as well. Richard Gosh, who just settle on the single to finish that over. So the wicket and also 4 from it. So 3 overs left now. India 79 for 7. Yeah, because I think when you look around the England lineup at the moment, obviously there's no Catherine Brunt, no Nat Siva. Yeah, the night, of course, you need your key players to stand up and show what sort of lead.
The last 2 at home, and you can see she's been so, yeah, I guess forefront of everything that's going on in terms of their field placements and bowling changes, and that's been a real help to Amy Jones, who's taken this on at the last minute. It's good to know that younger players have stepped up, and yeah, I guess you can see her now. She's talking to Jones about probably who's going to bowl the last couple of overs. It's brilliant from Sophie Eccleston.
Clubbed away to the offside. And just a couple. down the ground. I was wondering if there was going to be a field change, and Izzy Wong deciding to keep mid-on and mid-off up in the ring. Just invited that shot from Gosh.
Yeah, I really like her Gosh. She's got power at the back end. Good young player. And this is a fantastic shot. She definitely doesn't die wondering, does Rika Gosh.
Yeah, a couple of changes now. I don't know if we're going to see that knuckleball, a quick change in the grip from Izzy Wong. Oh, really nicely played again from Richard Gosh. Should go all the way. So back-to-back boundaries, really good over. This is turning into for India.
Yeah, this is great skill from Gosh. You know, she's gone for the ball over mid-on the ball before, and then she's played the delicate paddle sweep there to Izzy Wong. There's a knuckleball again from Wong. Excellent shot. India are flying here, 89 for 7.
Yeah, just seen another change as well in the field, and that's probably something that England just need to be wary of, is just that ball following. They've now brought mid-on back into the ring. I guess that will suggest that Wong is going to go into the pitch, leg side fields out. And this time she goes flat down the ground. Don't think she got all of it, but she's got enough. So brilliant from Richard Gosh. 3 boundaries in a row now.
Oh, this is superb batting. I don't know how she's managed to get the power. The weight was going towards the leg side. But yeah, she's just hung back and hit that really straight over the top again. She's 28 from 18.
And another change in the field. They've just gone back to what they had again. So long on is now out, and fine leg has come in. Last time we saw that, Izzy Wong went knuckleball pace off. Now again, seeing pace off, and in a way that's, you know, sometimes you have to accept maybe that even if you do execute what you're trying to bowl there, the batters are allowed to find those boundaries. And they are going to push for 2, decide against it. Probably a good decision, and a really good over for India. 16 from it, 95 for 7. Sometimes it's the shifts in momentum, isn't it, at the back end of these innings, that suddenly England could be walking off feeling slightly deflated, having thought we should have had them bowled out, and India just have a bit of confidence.
Yeah, this last 2 overs, if it goes for 20, you get that 115, it's suddenly something to bowl at, and how well they bowled the other night at Derby.
I think that's possibly a good piece of work from Amy Jones. Sue
Okay, we've
Redfern is
got a review
use
for
the
a
facilities,
stumping.
go upstairs.
Umpire review for a stumping. Original decision not out. We're going to need to see front on first, please. Okay, just going to need ultra edge to see whether there's a bat involved.
Still building ultra. Here it is.
Ultra edge coming now. Okay, run it all the way through. Just see whether it clips the pad as well. No bat involved, so you can show me your best side on for the stumping, please.
Here it is.
Okay, I'm ready for a decision for the big screen.
Just about got that back foot back in time, Pooja Vastrika. Again, they're going to hustle for two. They do decide to come back. They have to be quick. Not too sure what Sophie Eccleston's done there. She's trying to do the back pass onto the stumps. Might just be a slight delay here as well. They're just going to check and make sure that there wasn't a short run. Yeah, absolutely fine.
Come on, Soph. Good, Soph. Yes, right. Right. Good, eh?
So leg side field out at the moment for Eccleston. Offside field is up, apart from long off. So that's enticed the reverse. I don't think she's made the connection that she wanted, but that will bring up the India 100. Up and over this time, but I don't know if she's got enough of it. It does. It was Maya Bouchier and Alice Capsey trying to take the catch. They couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, gosh, she's got good power. She's looking to hit that over the offside. And she is making a late dart of this. 30.
Well, that's a big shout. That looks out and it's given. Paul Pollard says, yeah, that's good enough for me. Full and straight. I think the bell agrees as well.
India review.
They are going to go upstairs.
Third umpire to director. We've got a player review for LBW. The original decision was out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Can you show me front on, please?
There it is.
Okay, that's quite close to the bat, so I'm going to need Ultra Edge to confirm, please.
Still building.
Ultra Edge coming now. Run it through. Can you just rock and roll that when it goes past the bat, please? Okay, just run it past. Look, run it through. All the way to the pad. Okay, there's no bat involved. We're going to go for ball tracking when ready, please.
There it is.
And impact in line, wickets hitting. I'm going to go back to Paul on field. Paul, you're on screen now. Stick with your original decision.
That was the only thing that might have helped Richa Ghosh, as if she got a slight edge onto her pad, but clearly she didn't. So she's gone for 33, and India now 103 for 8. This is where England will really want to turn the screws and try and keep Pooja Vastrikar off strike and try and bowl India out. So Radha Yadav, the next player into bat for India. Hugely experienced, 51 matches. Strike rate of 94. Hasn't had a huge amount of time out in the middle for India, but already making an impact. 4 off her first ball. That's the end of the 19th. India 107 for 8.
10 dot balls, 25 runs and 3 wickets.
A quicker delivery for Sophie Eccleston to finish that over. Radha Yadav just giving herself some space to open up the offside. Eccleston frustrated that she's finished her spell with a boundary, but it's been brilliant. 3 for 25. That'll be Freya Davies to bowl the last over of the innings. 1 for 20 already. She's mixed up the pace. See a lot of back of the hand, slower balls. I choose to take Eccleston on. Capsey doing the work, backing up. Talking about how good an evening Eccleston's had. Obviously recently announced that Sydney Sixers have signed her. Obviously you're the head coach, lot, you must be pleased.
Yeah, she was probably one of the first people I called as soon as I got the role. I think they'd certainly been looking at her for a few years, and yeah, really pleased.
Yes, tempo! Take him!
It'll be her first time in the Women's Big Bash as well, which I think will be, good for her in terms of playing in that comp, and arguably the best domestic comp in the world. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with her. I mean, I obviously knew Sophie really well when she was a lot younger. I haven't had too much to do with her in the last few years.
Oh, he's managed to weave that through Pooja Vastrikar. Welcome boundary for India.
Yeah, that's a quality shot from Vastrikar, just to sort of show the stumps, and that was a great Yorker from Freya Davies. She'll feel unlucky. Skewed that through, back or forward a point.
Yeah, she's forced a change in the field, so deep cover's now gone out onto the boundary, and short fine leg has come into the ring. Pace off delivery again, but again an excellent strike from Pooja Vastrikar.
Yeah, 2 high quality shots from Vastrikar here. They weren't bad deliveries. She's nearly nailed that under the bat, but good power, beats the left hand of Maya Bouchier. Vastrikar goes on to 16 off 10 balls, 119 for India now, with 1 ball to go.
Oh, last ball of the innings, what's Vastrikar got? Oh, another brilliant pickup. Might just have to check that. Either way, India are running for their life. A really nice finish for India. They are going to check that boundary just to make sure that Alice Capsey wasn't in contact with the rope as she was trying to drag the ball back in. She managed to get a good hand on it just to make sure the ball didn't go on to touch the boundary rope, but she then just trying to flick it back in. Just need to make sure that none of her body was in contact with the Toblerone on the boundary rope. What do you reckon, Lot?
I think that's okay.
Yeah, all okay, giving us run, so 3 to finish off the innings, and India finish on 122 for 8, which, considering where they were, isn't a bad effort, thanks to a late flurry. Pooja Vastrika 19 off 11, as England are led off by Amy Jones. So single figures for the top 5 of India, the big ones as well. Mandana, Harmanpreet Kaur, Dipti Sharma came in that middle order, 24 for her. Richa Ghosh played a very good hand, 33 off 22, and then Pooja Vastrika, a really good finish from her, 19 off 11.
And the England bowlers, they were very good tonight. Bryony Smith, she goes 1 for 19. Wong 1 for 24. Glenn 3 overs for 2 for 11, and Nicholson again, she picks up 3 wickets for 25.
Okay, well, let's throw down to Dominic Cork, who is joined by Izzy Wong.
Izzy, thanks for joining us. Just go back to that first couple of overs and that setup of Shafali Verma. What was spoken about? Because it was definite plans to go a little bit shorter and then a beautiful slower ball.
Yeah, I gave myself a couple to kind of see what the pitch was doing, I guess, work out how short I needed to dig it in. Probably didn't get it as short as I'd have wanted, but yeah, stuck to that plan. Obviously, we saw that battle she had with Catherine probably last summer, and probably took a lot of inspiration from that. And yeah, it's actually a new slower ball. It's the first time I bowled it in a game, so pretty pleased. It wasn't the best execution, I guess, but it got the wicket and did the job.
Yeah, it got the wicket. But yeah, it's interesting. You know, you took that inspiration from Catherine Brunt. Talk us about you as a bowler and trying to copy somebody like a Catherine Brunt as well.
Yeah, I think there's lots you can learn for people like that, and I guess the more you kind of play against people, the better you get to know them, and the more kind of plans you have against them. And why not take, you know, someone else who's bowled at someone a lot and see what was successful for them, and maybe if something they tried didn't work, then think, oh, I might leave that one out and, you know, stick to what's proven.
122, a little bit more than you would have expected, but you'll get those?
Hopefully. I think it's a really good wicket, actually. There's a bit in it, but yeah, a good cricket wicket, so fingers crossed.
Good luck and well bowled.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Izzy Wong with Dominic Cork. So India were 35 for 5, ended up 122 for 8. So quite the recovery. We'll pick the bones out of that first innings in a few moments' time here on Sky Sports Cricket.
The pressure is enormous on both teams.
No tomorrow for these two teams. Just a wow factor of that. The pure beauty of it. You've got every right to be amazed.
Don't just get a forklift. Get Toyota's legendary reliability. Get world-leading safety. Get more uptime.
And get more value for your business.
Don't just get a forklift. Give your business the Toyota Forklift Advantage.
away, but when you've got that in swing or in nip, you're always hitting the stumps or LBW in play. I think we talked the other evening, Daggers, didn't we, about how Sophie Dunkley will grow into this role of opening the batting, top of the order. And I don't think it's straightforward. I don't think there are many batters out there who just drop into that position and feel at home straight away, managing the expectation, knowing that you don't really have to overhit, but you've got to come to those conclusions yourself.
Wow, Risha Ghosh up to the stumps now, trying to stop Dunkley advancing down the track. And we mentioned in the build-up about the seam versus spin against Sophia Dunkley. Maura's just highlighting it a little bit, something that maybe she perhaps might want to look at. She averages 12 against spin, 30 against pace. Should be a comfortable single. They might think about two here. Long chase for Shivali Verma. And that comfortably home. And Danny White, who's quick between the sticks. Remember, she is just growing into this role, as you mentioned. Predominantly played in the middle order. And she's a fine, fine player. Excellent record. England need, or wanted, to start this T20 season with a little bit more aggression up top. That's a strong area. Just a single this time. And the first over has been completed. 5 without loss. Yeah, interesting to see that the two sides of the Indian innings. 10 overs, 35 for 5. And then 87 runs in the next 10, which shows you that there are runs available. It's a decent pitch. So vital that India really do make the most of this new ball.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see whether they sort of back it up with spin one end. We've seen seam with the core. I think we're going to see Dipti Sharma on here, just throwing the dice to Sophie Dunkley. You've just mentioned there, Daggers, that she doesn't appear to be as comfortable against spin. Well, here's the matchup everybody's talking about.
Well, it happened on Tuesday at Derby, where Dunkley was undone by Sharma as she was stumped by a long way. Nothing unusual. See Deepti.
I can sort of relate a little bit to how and what Sophie Dunkley's going through, because if I reflect on a career that I played in, I batted middle 8 order and then went to the top, and I had to sit down with a coach one day and said, you seem frenetic, you seem like a cat on a hot tin roof. Play good shots and you'll still be able to hit 4s and 6s. Don't think you have to hit the ball for 12.
But coach, they're bowling 90 mile an hour with a new ball at my head.
Well, but it was in white ball cricket, where fielding restrictions, where the less movement you have with your bat and you use the pace of the ball, quite often becomes more effective because your shot making is crisper. You pierce the field rather than necessarily thinking I've got to go over it.
And actually, this is the point we were making about Laura Wolfhard for the South African side and for the Northern Superchargers in the 100, where we were begging for her, because she's that type of player, playing good shots, traditional type of shots, but she pierces the field so well. Well fielded. Excellent stuff. Save 4 runs.
How good was that? That went off like a shot. Straight up the middle of the bat. And got down there, got the right hand. Good stop.
Nicely placed again. A long chase out in the deep for Vestraka. So, yeah, Laura Wolfhart down the order at number 4. Didn't like batting in the power play. She then went up to the top of the order. Hey, presto. Smashes. Great score to knock off the Manchester Originals. I think it was in the 90s. Just a little short in that over deep sea, but only going for 3. 8 without loss after 2.
Sharma got away with a lot there. There were a lot of short, wide, loopy deliveries that Dunkley and Wyatt found the field. On any other day, you'd expect these deliveries to be put away for 4. They've just picked out the fielder on every occasion. Hemalatha stopping that then. She's got some sore fingers. Mind you, they won't need ice afterwards with the temperature that's out there this evening. So you got your coat on, mate?
Well, we're lucky, as I didn't realise that the pod had heaters. Smited away by Dunkley. Sat up beautifully. We've seen her play those shots before. She enjoys the pace. New dare drop short. She'll put it away.
Well, this was straight into Sophia Dunkley's arc. Anywhere around wide mid-on is exactly how she likes to hit, because she does not hit the ball with a straight bat. It's pretty much a flat bat. And heaves it over onto the leg side.
Well, she crunched that one too. Straight at Vastrakar.
I think if she's smart and works a game out without thinking technically here, I'm saying she's almost going to tell herself to forget trying to hit over mid-off for extra cover with a straight bat, because with her makeup, with her stance, her grip, etc., it's not going to allow for it. So don't get frustrated and accept where you can hit the ball well and work to those strengths. And just to finish the point, when it's not in those positions, put your pride to one side and say, I'll have one. I'll take 1 or I'll take 2. I'll caress the ball there and be smarter until I get the opportunity to evolve my technique, which will allow me to hit over those areas.
And the other side to that, Crofty, is a really good point you make, is that she has Danny Wyatt at the other end, who's a fine striker, so it might be her day. Slightly different player, that she does hit well over the top, both on the offside and leg side. She's a strong cutter. So in essence, she doesn't have to take it all on herself, because she's got a willing partner and a very experienced and talented one at the other end.
Yeah, absolutely, it's part of the learning, part of the experience.
Slashed away. Not quite found that probing area, Thakur, just as yet. I think she's bowled really well in the first 2 games.
Just get the feeling, is there a cunning plan to bowl short and wide here? Because there's probably 4 short wide deliveries that have been crunched to fielders. I can't imagine any coach sitting down and saying, right, our approach today is to bowl short and wide.
Stealing the single. Another shortish delivery. 3 overs bowled, 15 without loss. The target's 123. England eaten into that by 15. Sharma to continue. It's not that bad an option, that. The only fielder behind square. In fact, that getting moved now just because of that last shot. There was only a square leg in place. Now just been moved round to that 45 position at short fine. Oh, just past slip, extra flight, well bowled Deepti Sharma. And it's just whistled past slip. Will it have enough? Good work. Good work, Thakur and Radiyadav in pursuit. That was really well bowled. She just floated a bit more air underneath, tempting Dunkley. She was sucked in, but survives.
Well done. Well, this is well clipped in. Yep, that's fine. Dunkley looked to hit that for 12 over the top of those flats. Just a little bit more timing and grace in the shot.
Squeezed again, not where it was intended. I'm a little surprised, Crofty, that you as an off spinner, in that closed face of Dunkley's bats, mid-on is still up inside the circle and they've got a long off. Not sure if that's really an option down there.
Me too.
Long off just down below us. Yeah, bottom of the screen. So you can't bowl juicy full tosses. Anybody's going to hit those for 4. That's a productive area for Sophia Dunkley.
Well, the way that Sophia Dunkley sets up, that's exactly the area she's got to hit, whether it's in the air or whether it's on the floor or whether it's length ball or whether it's a full toss, because that's the way her grip and setup suit her to hit it more consistently than anywhere else on the ground.
So this is the surprise for me from India's perspective. Smriti Mandana is on the long off boundary. So now, there is exactly where the fielder should be, is what I was trying to say, is that long off is redundant for the way that Dunkley plays. It's a lovely shot. She struck it beautifully and concludes the 4th over. 12 runs coming from it, 27 without loss.
Again, the way she sets up, that bottom hand comes in, the blade flows through towards mid-on and the leg side a lot easier, presents the face of the bat, gets across to the offside, and the bottom hand just rips through it, through mid-on, picks up another 4.
Yeah, a bit of a bonkers field for me. Dunkley hits in the majority of her runs in that long on to deep mid-wicket area. That's where your 2 deep fielders should be for the off-spinner. In the air, but safe. And through. 4 more. England starting to motor now. Danny Wyatt's first boundary.
Well, it was a bit uppish, but it pierced the field. Terrific timing. He gets it right out of the middle of the bat, through the offside. This ball is not a full half volley. Hits it on the up. Whips that bottom hand in, but the blade is open. Complete opposite to Dunkley and gets it through the offside. Rips through it there, pierces through. 4 more.
So confident in her own game and her own skin now, Danny Wyatt. Easy, quick enough. Both players wanted that run from the get-go, getting there comfortably.
I do like that. Get a boundary, get a 1. Viv Richards, It was when he, all those years ago, that he came across to God's country to play. And one of the first things you knew and saw and watched, when he'd pick up a 4, the next ball, he'd get off strike. And I asked him why. He said, well, I could just take the emotion out of the situation and have a rethink.
Fearful thud off the bat of Dunkley, and no chance for Verma, who was quite a long way in from... She wasn't fully on the boundary edge. She tried to cut off the angle, but such was the ferocity of the shot, she couldn't do it.
Yeah, you can see where she is. Shivali Verma is not that far away. She's come in, she's attacked the angle, and she's dived over it. Probably should have stopped that. She's got the bridge just over the top of the ball.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why she was that far off the edge. She's been replaced out there.
But maybe you have to give some credit here to the England batters, because the way they've run between the wickets, Shivali Verma must have been concerned about her pace and the ability to stop 2. So she's inched her way in, and then she's given herself more work to do when the ball gets crunched as hard as it did there on that occasion. So on that occasion, let's give credit to the way that the England batters have been running between the wickets.
Lovely cricket. Really has just lent on time beautifully down the hill. Excellent first 5 overs from an England perspective. A 39 without loss. And just letting you know that.
So you hope this is going to be a dot ball, do you?
I've got the ball early there, Crofty.
Yeah, I saw that. Don't worry. It's a dot ball anyway, but trust me.
Yeah, very good fielding. Excellent stuff. As I said, 38 without loss after 5.
.38 without loss and 5 overs gone. There's an over left of the power play. England, well, they require 85 from 90. Wyatt is 9 from 8 deliveries. Dunkley 29 from 22. Dipti Sharma, who is bowled 2 overs so far, 2.1 overs for 16. India at this stage were 19 for 2. Gone were Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandana. You can see a lot of that to Sophia Dunkley, just bowling wide and slower. She's actually hit extra cover quite a few times of those short deliveries. Field is set a deep mid wicket and a deep long off. That's half an appeal. It's been a good start, Charlotte Edwards, for England.
Yeah, very good. Dunkley's obviously had a lot of the balls so far, and she's been very aggressive. And, you know, they would have wanted to get off to a better start than what they had in Derby, and they certainly have done that tonight.
just pushed into the gap. They're thinking of two. Wyatt and Dunkley are quick. And they just get through them. You have to have a look at this. Not out is given by on-field umpire Sue Redfern. So that's excellent running by Wyatt.
Yeah, Dunkley and Wyatt are very quick between the wickets. It's excellent running, putting the fielders in the boundary under pressure.
Two balls left in the power play then. Oh, this is a big gap. This will run away for a boundary. So a good start to this run chase. And Dunkley, she's 35 from 26.
Just slightly shorter from Dipti Sharma. Didn't look like she'd got enough bat on that, but she's timed that away through the leg side.
We're just getting the field right. The next fielder has gone at mid-wicket. It's last ball of the power play. Full toss straight to the fielder, so Dipti Sharma gets away with that delivery. It's the end of the power play, and England are 45 without loss.
Yeah, it's been England's power play. Dunkley's really led the charge for England. Powerful blows through the leg side. He's 35 of 27. And Wyatt chipped in with 10 off 9. England have been excellent so far.
Yeah, you can see on your screen there, India at this stage were 20 for 3 out of the power play, so well ahead of the game. Remember, this is a winner-take-all game. Series level at the moment, England ahead well and truly in this game. Radha Yadav then. India are desperate for wickets. Still keeping a slip in place, Charlotte, and I think India have got to, haven't they? They can't just allow England now just to manipulate and get singles or win the game easy. They've got to take wickets.
Yeah, they've got to attack still, you know, in the right way. They've got to slip in and so on, in slightly in outfield. But yeah, they need wickets. It's pretty simple. They can get 2 or 3 wickets here quickly. You can try and put England under a bit of pressure, but England have come out very hard.
A little sweep. Keeper tried. Looks like they'll pick up 2. I'm trying to think, Charlotte, how else could they put England under pressure? Possibly bring up mid-on, mid-off and say to Sophia Dunkley, if you want to have a go, go for it.
Yeah, I think you've got to bring up either long off or long on. Just to try and entice them to go over the top. Maybe bring up the cover, stopping that one.
You see there's going to be a bit of grip, and hence why bringing mid, long off and long on up, it makes the batter think I can go down the ground. It's only just got to hold or even slide on, and you've got a chance. Q end of the bat, that. Missed out Danny Wyatt there. That's a favourite shot, isn't it? All they're doing is taking pace off. It is a favourite shot, but they're not giving it any pace to work with. Square. A sweep, and it brings up England's 50. Good opening partnership by Dunkley and Wyatt. They are chasing 123 to win this game and the series. It's been an excellent start.
It's been an excellent start from both these players, Dunkley and Wyatt.
Yeah, there's that easy single you're on about. Maybe look for two. India have got to have a rethink about that. 7 overs gone, 51 without loss. Sneh Rana then. Harmanpreet Kaur had the ball in her hand. Thought she may have a little bowl. And with Sneh Rana, 13 wickets so far in her international T20 career. Economy of 7.1. And still big gaps. Slip in place, big gaps on the leg side. Well sliced, and will get away with it. There's a shot where she tried to manipulate it once again to that leg side and gets a bit of a top edge, and is a little bit fortunate to get away with this.
Yeah, there she goes, back legs collapsed, meaning she can't quite hit through the ball. But here you think the Indian team need to get a mid-wicket in. You need to put some pressure on England to stop rotating the strike and so easy into that mid-wicket gap. Otherwise they're just going to do this at a canter, really, just hit ball down the ground, no pressure on them.
Yeah, as a bowler you've got to try and create pressure. And even when an opposition have started off well, how can we do it? They have done that now. They've taken a slip out. Harmanpreet Kaur herself has gone into mid-wicket. Maybe even as an off-spinner, maybe change the angle, come round the wicket just to say to Sophia Dunkley, OK, we're going to go across you, see how you are. Just change it up.
Even bring the sweep person up or do something, make sure, make them play a shot they don't want to play. And these two are not massive sweepers of the ball.
A little bit of a sweep, but you're right. Great sweepers of the ball. Anyway, end of the 8th over, 55 without loss. Well ahead of the game then, England, chasing that 123. 55 without loss. They still require 68 from the 72 remaining deliveries. Well, we asked if they could bring up one of the long offs and long ons. Well, they have. Long on is up in the circle now. Little sweep. Nice from Danny Wyatt. It will bring up a couple.
I think I'd be inclined to actually just put a sweep, someone at short fine and leave the big gap at square leg and say sweep across it. Because actually a paddle sweep is far easier against a left arm spinner than actually playing a full-blooded sweep sometimes. But I like the idea of long on up.
Misfield. Deepti Sharma, who dived over that one at point, and it will bring another couple of runs. Yeah, they're up against it a little bit now, India. They got themselves 2-a total after being in trouble. 5 down early on. Yeah, that's that sweep you're on about. It's not easy, is it?
It just doesn't look easy on this pitch either. It just looks like it's holding, and that's when actually fine leg comes in even more, because you get the top edge up. So actually looking at that type of options with your field.
Yeah, and also clever. I think also pace as well. Robert Croft will know more about pace as a spinner, but I think variations in pace here and there. You can see that the ball is bouncing now and again. A little bit of turn makes it so difficult for the batters. Quick single, direct hit, could be close. Isn't a direct hit, and it finishes the 9th over. England are 60 without loss. Alice Capsey, who is due in at 3. 18-year-old who has taken not just to international cricket but also domestic cricket in the 100. Exciting prospect. Pooja Vastraka to bowl the 10th over. 63 from 66 deliveries. England will be quite happy where they are right now, but stick a couple of wickets, change their mind and gone back to Sneh Rana. Sliced, cut off the face, beats Pat backward point. Don't think it will go all the way. They're going to pick up 3 though.
Yeah, it's a nice shot from White. Just picks the length really well, and that's her area, that point area. She's so prolific.
Long on and long off a back for Sophia Dunkley, so is a deep mid wicket and deep square leg. This one is hit behind. She may get a boundary for this. Desperate dive from Deepti Sharma, and it's another boundary for Sophia Dunkley.
Yeah, good option from Dunkley. She got the length. Swept that beautifully behind square. Just beats Deepti Sharma. And Dunkley gets her 6th 4. She's on to 45.
cut away. There should be 2. So a good over this for England so far. 9 runs from the first 3 deliveries and big problems for India. Topsy-turvy type of 3-match series where England completely dominated that first game up in Durham, and then India hit back at Derby with a demolition, really, the way that they knocked those runs off. And here in Bristol, it's been exactly the same. England, who bowled really well, got rid of Shafali Verma and Smriti Mandana really early on, bowled well throughout the middle. Sarah Glenn and Sophie Eccleston with 4 wickets between them. In the air, will it go all the way? It will go all the way. Caught really simply by Radha Yadav, and India have their first wicket.
Yeah, Danny Wyatt picking out Yadav on the boundary, who's been excellent in the outfield. Yeah, just got good power, but not high enough. Good catch. And Danny Wyatt has to go. She's played well, partnership of 70 with Sophia Dunkley, but she goes for 22 of 23 balls, and England are 70 for 1.
Alice Capsey then in at 3. Good strike rate. Best of 50 against South Africa. Edgbaston. Pulled away. Should just be 1. It is 1. So a better over as in the wicket for India. Expensive. But, we're halfway and England are 71 for 1.
Just the 1 wicket for England to fall. That was Danny Wyatt. Fell for 22 from 23 deliveries, but England in complete control. Sophia Dunkley. Almost. That's exactly what England want from her. That strike rate around the 130s. Keeps hitting fielders.
She just hits them hard though, doesn't she? Dunkley, every ball, she really does want to get good connection.
Correct decision, getting a little jittery. Sophia Dunkley was never 1 there. Oh dear, oh Lord, it's a nice piece of bowling from Radha Yadav, knowing that Dunkley is itching to get to that half century, just tossed it up a little bit higher. Well, this is super bowling. I would be tempted, if I'm India, to bring up long off. An extra fielder inside, just play on this little moment of nervousness. Swing and a miss. And a maiden. Well bowled, Radha Yadav. Dunkley can't believe it wasn't called a wide. We'll have to wait a little longer to get the opportunity. 71 for 1.
She also can't believe she's just faced that amount of dot balls. How hard she's worked to just score that single run. And she hasn't been able to reach that milestone of 50. Just needed to take a moment just to regroup, and just saw Alice Capsey actually, even though she's not the senior player out there, she just went down and had a little work with Dunkley.
Vestrakar getting her first opportunity. You can see what's going through her head. Sophia Dunkley. First delivery, short, wide, bang, straight at the fielder. Oh, no. And then the second one, exactly. Oh, no. And then a swing and a miss. Oh. You just see what's going on. We've all been there.
I don't think she would have tried as hard for 6 straight balls just to get up the other end. An excellent over, though, from Radha Yadav. Has been very good this evening. Hasn't picked up a wicket, but has been economical.
Well, 52 from 54. Capsey fresh at the crease. That number 3 role. Now India want to squeeze. I like this. Slip in place. That's not the ball you want to bowl first up. To any new batter, short and wide, easy to get off the mark. Keep that pressure on. Sophia Dunkley's got what she wants now. She's back on strike. If I'm India, bring in the field. You're losing this game. So backward point is in position, but only 5 inside the set. I'd be tempted to bring up that deep mid-wicket. Long off. Oh, Boulder! The pressure got to her, and you can see how frustrated she is for Straka. Full and straight. And the waiting got to Dunkley in the end. Tried to launch it away to get to the half-century, and she perishes.
Yeah, you can just see, actually, she just got caught up, perhaps, in trying to get that single, trying to reach that 50 mark, which, as a batter, it's always a massive milestone. She might have just got quite consumed within her own mind, and obviously Alice Capsey at the other end, a relatively young and new player into the team. She didn't take the extra bit of time. So Sophia Dunkley, she goes for 49. She batted very well again. England 72 for 2.
Now there's an opportunity here. Don't go anywhere. Capsey has faced a ball. The skipper is in, Amy Jones. And if India play this right, they can squeeze. If they can squeeze what out of the next 10 deliveries, they can squeeze 6 or 7 dot balls. And then they take another 10 deliveries. Do it in blocks like that. Build a bit of pressure on England. Then in a decider, anything can happen. Do you remember that game down at Hove? T20 match down at Hove last year. England crumbled off the mark quite comfortably for Amy Jones in confident fashion. But England were chasing a low target, were in a really good position and just fell apart.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of Derby as well, where it's that top order, middle order of England just weren't able to kick on, to find a partnership. See how much that means to Radha Yadav, who can actually take a lot of credit for the wicket of Sophia Dunkley. That maiden that she bowled the over before the wicket came, picked up by Vastrika.
Got to get that a little fuller. Got to be quick, Jones is. Always wanted to. And you've been a little guilty of bowling too short, too wide. These are gifts. You've got to make batters earn their runs.
Yeah, good opportunity though as well for Alice Capsey. We saw her in the first game. 32 not out. Newly promoted to number 3 earlier this summer. Really making the most of that opportunity. She'll be keen to make an impact for England this evening as well.
I found that game at Hove.
I wondered what you were doing, looking at your tablet.
It's just doing a little bit of work. Protection in the deep. Deepti Sharma keeping it to 1. So end of the Vastrika over. 47 required from 48. England 76 for 2.
Just having a look at the batters to come in relative inexperience. Bryony Smith, Maya Boucher, Eccleston as well, who will be in and around there, maybe floating. Freya Kemp, we saw how well she can play, 51 the other evening at Derby. So they're all very, very capable players, but just lacking there is experience. That's what India will want to pounce on.
Centre. 76 for 2, 8 overs remaining. Radha Yadav is going to continue. That's fine for England. I just wonder if it's worth just offering Alice Capsey to say, go on, hit me over the top. So 2021, second T20 international at Hove. England chasing 149 to win. They were 106 for 2 with 6.5 overs left. So comfortably in position. Finished on 140 for 8. They fell shy by 8 runs. In the end, horrible collapse. They'll certainly be hoping not to repeat that feat. She may be wicketless, Radha Yadav, but she's bowled with wonderful control. Just changing her flight ever so slightly. Little differences in length as well, always making batters think. I like that from the left arm spinner, just daring batters to go after it, and they've not managed to.
Yeah, she's a real competitor, Radha Yadav. I enjoy watching her in the field. She brings a huge amount of energy to the Indian side, but a lot of skill as well. She saves countless runs in the field.
Just trying to paddle it, manages to get it past Risha Ghosh. Just didn't have the energy. to get over the boundary.
Yeah, I think Amy Jones has played this shot just to try and enforce a field change, maybe get one over from the offside over to short fine to plug that gap, because you wouldn't say it's a high scoring option just because of the lack of pace, but the reason why you would play it is to make sure that you get the field set how you want it.
Maybe this is the chance for India. Straight through the defences of Amy Jones. Made maybe a little bit of room, trying to force it through the offside. And a deserved wicket for Radha Yadav.
Yeah, just looked as if there wasn't a huge amount of foot movement here from Amy Jones. And she's just tried to trust her hands to hit through the line of the ball, and she's played down the wrong line. But Radha Yadav, she so deserves that wicket. Has been bowled with such discipline for India. And she picks up the England skipper, Amy Jones. She goes for 3. England now 79 for 3.
Oh, something's tickled her.
That's leg stump, that. Left arm round, there's one to come.
Bouchier getting ready.
Not too low.
Pensive looks, no doubt, on the dugout of England. Bryony Smith, new to the crease. Be very careful going back. Don't go anywhere. This is not done by a long way. 44 from 22 needed, 79 for 3. So this is squeeze time for India.
Yeah, squeeze time, and also just asking the question, okay, England, how skillful are you now? You've just lost your skipper, who you would have hoped would have anchored that run chase. Now Bryony Smith coming in, used to batting in the power play, field up, new ball. So a great opportunity really for these two, Alice Capsey and Bryony Smith, to get their teeth stuck into this run chase.
Chipped away, that's a lovely shot. Slightly errant in line, Bastrakar, and just enough so Capsey could get it up and over the infield.
Yeah, and it's a well-calculated shot as well from Alice Capsey. She knows there's a huge amount of space out on that leg side. She manages to break her wrist to create that angle.
That's a poor line. You've got to get it on the 4th stump. Maybe even 5th. That's your area. Almost playing on.